For the 11th success factor that contributed to the peace in Sulu, I would say yung promotion of education, livelihood, and tourism is a key and lasting factor na makakatulong sa establishment ng peace sa Sulu. Again, I'm Colonel Dennis Eclarin, the chairman of the Scout Ranger Alumni Association, and I'm a content creator operating my YouTube channel called Colonel Dennis Eclarin. I'm doing this because I want to give tribute to the generations of soldiers who have fought in Sulu. And as chairman ng Scout Ranger Association nga, many lives of Scout Rangers were sacrificed in Sulu. Many lives. And if itong feature ko about Sulu recognizes their sacrifices and those of my brother soldiers, that would mean a lot. So, punta tayo dito sa number 11, yung promotion of education and livelihood and tourism. Unahin natin yung education. Ignorance kasi is the best ally of dangerous minds. Ano ba yung dangerous minds and dangerous advocacies? Ito yung mga tao na who have an idea and sinister idea actually, who have an idea, be it to topple a government, be it to subvert authority, be it to gain control of legitimate powers that be in the society. Ito yung mga sinister na tao. And yung nga, in our tragic history, maraming nangyari ng ganito. Marami na nangyari na ganito. Pero, of course, some would say educated minds don't fall for this, pero hindi rin because some educated minds also fell for these kinds of sinister ideas. Pero ang what is more dangerous kasi is when you feed these sinister ideas into empty cups ng minds ng mga tao na, shall we say, undereducated. Hindi nakarating ng elementary, hindi nakatapos ng elementary. Yung kulang sa appreciation ng breadth ng mundo na kung hindi mo sila bigyan ng maraming mga points of view, maaring sabihin nila, ay tama si ganito without evaluating it. Kasi education kasi might be an exercise in futility to some. But education kasi, if taken seriously, trains you to think and to evaluate options. Kung anong i-feed, algebra, physics, etc., have it there and they continue to evolve itong mga pinapag-aralan. But ang education kasi teaches you how to approach things in a methodical manner na whereby you say, merong nag-offer sa iyo ng isang option, for example, let's take over the government, you think twice before accepting that offer because first of all, it means risk of life. And second, hindi naman siguro yun ang tamang gawin. And yun nga yung value ng education. And yung nakita ko nung pumunta kami ng Notre Dame sa Holo, nagra-rap yung mga bata, excited yung mga bata. It's truly a school na Notre Dame. So talagang nandun nag-mix lahat yung mga Muslim, Christians doon. And natutuwa ako because what if makarating dito sa ganitong level, which is tertiary education sa college, yung mga anak ng mga kafgu, yung mga anak ng mga former Abu Sayyaf. Kasi nakausap ko yung ibang Abu Sayyaf, former Abu Sayyaf, talagang elementary level. So no wonder, hindi naman sa not to put judgment. Pero kung sino man yung mag-offer sa kanila ng, may pera rito, mangidnap tayo. O guluhin natin yung armed forces dyan, na army battalion dyan, na imortar natin sila, which ako nga natuwa dahil sa batalyon ng 35th IB. Sabi na, sir, dati, mga few years ago lang, minomortar dito, kaya nga may overhead net sila, lahat, everything doon eh. So, ang point kasi nun, much of the problems of the Philippines is due to lack of education. And yun yung isa sa mga tamang ginagawa ng local government ngayon at ng Armed Forces of the Philippines doon. Fostering education. And advertisement ito. Because sana, mga well-meaning na mga tao, makatulong tayo or maka-sponsor tayo ng isang scholar sa Sulu. Of course, I will say this for all areas na bibisitahin ko, pero specific ako ngayon sa Sulu. Because one enlightened mind, one enlightened kid, one enlightened teenager is one less potential terrorist sa Sulu. And I know na hindi sa atin ang daming can afford as long as they can trust the recipient or the conduit of that money na they will donate. Yung nga, na-prove ko rito sa aking Facebook page na nung panahon ng Marawi, bilang chairman nga and founder ng Scout Ranger Alumni Association, 54 yung patay namin and 400 yung aming wounded na Scout Rangers. And sa Facebook page ko lang na ito, dito lang ako nag-post na ito yung kailangan, matulungan lang natin sila ng instant cash kasi pagbaba nila ng hospital, may support naman yung military hospital pero kailangan nila ng minimum amount lang para mabili ng sabon, ng gamot, ng etc. And yun, nag-respond yung Filipinos. Nabigyan namin lahat ng aming 400 plus wounded at 54 killed, nabigyan namin lahat ng cash. Through GCash nga lang nun. Hindi pa ganun kalakas yung GCash nun. Palawan, ano pa lang nun, padala. Kaya ngayon, kung may GCash, ang dali mong makatulong sa isang nangangarap na tausug na bata na gustong mag-aral. And yun, if there is anyone interested to help Sulu, message nyo lang ako dito sa Facebook page ko. Because I can link you up with the Notre Dame faculty. Sorry, hindi ko pa naikutan lahat yung mga schools doon, and they too deserve yung support nyo, if ever. And trust, the 11th Infantry Division kasi cannot accept donations directly, but they can help you access, or they can help you connect with people that you might want to help. So that the military does well is connecting you with the right people na who will truly say thank you for your support. Yun yung promotion of education. Sa livelihood naman, it's always a challenge. And all over the Philippines, it's always a challenge. Kasi ang hirap mag-create ng jobs. Create ng jobs. Imagine nyo yung mga bakwit na mga mula sa taas ng mga hinterland barangays ng Patikul dahil sa gyera bumaba sa tabing dagat dahil doon lang sila pwedeng safe. Pero yung farmer, mahirap matrain na maging fisherman agad-agad. it takes time. It takes time. Pero again, ganon din yung livelihood. For people who have been accustomed to war for the last 50 years, to become a bandit, sorry to say, might be an easier option than to establish a business. Pero hindi na nga yun yung option ngayon. Ang option ngayon is to make them earn, to make them, make money. So yun yung isang challenge ngayon because kung makita nyo nga sa Sulu, as I've said in the previous episodes ng series ko na ito, tumpok-tumpok ang bentahan doon ng, kung sabihin, hindi 4 kilo, by tumpok yung bentahan ng isda, ng bentahan ng mangkustin, ng bentahan ng durian, by tumpok, napakamura. Meaning kasi, hindi pa pumapasok yung mga traders doon. What if napasukan yan ng traders? Tataas yan. Yun. Hopefully rin, I encourage yung traders na pasukan nyo yung Sulu. Ang daming mga prutas, ang daming mga isda, ang mura nga ng lobster doon. Ang mura ng tuna. As in. So, kung may alliance kayo na business alliance kayo na ma-establish doon, that will have a multiplier effect on the lives of people that depend on those businesses na ma-set up to help Sulu. So, yan yung pang-11 na factor na masabi ko. And medyo may nakalimutan pala ako. Tourism in Sulu. Napakaganda. Pero yung mag-tourist sa Sulu. Marami nang pumupunta doon ngayon. Pero yun nga, pagpunta nyo ng Sulu, make sure lang na in proper attire kayo. Bawal yung nakabikini. Bawal yung, it must be decent attire when you swim in those white sand beaches in Sulu. So this concludes my analysis, humble analysis of the 11 factors that helped Sulu attain peace. And ito ay dedicated sa lahat ng mga sundalo at lahat din ng mga stakeholders sa Sulu na masabi mong nagtutulungan ngayon para mapanatili ang kapayapaan sa Sulu. Ako po, again, si Colonel Dennis Eclarin, Chairman ng Scout Ranger Alumni Association. And ang aming members have fought in Sulu. Thank you.